Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be really diving deep into some super practical advice on personal finance,
Hmm.
straight from, the vibrant world of Nigerian money management.
Oh, cool.
We're going to be checking out this really popular Nigerian podcast called Money Talk Naija,
Okay.
hosted by financial coach Chinedu and business consultant Amaka.
Interesting.
Now get this, did you know you could actually start investing with as little as 5,000 down?
Wow. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's just one of the many really cool things we're going to uncover today. So let's get started.
Sounds good.
All right. So
What I find really fascinating about this is even though this podcast is rooted in the Nigerian experience, the strategies that Chinedu and Amaka share are, they can really be applied by anyone anywhere.
yeah,
It's all about building a solid financial foundation no matter where you're starting from.
that's a great point.
Yeah.
And it's so true. And they break it down so clearly
Right.
with this really infectious energy in their episode, Building Wealth the Right Way. They lay out these three key pillars,
Hmm.
right? Making money, saving money, and growing money.
It seems simple, but it's really not.
No, not at all.
It's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they kick things off by tackling the that making money phase head on,
Right.
which is so important.
Yeah.
They have this really empowering message that literally everyone has a skill that they can turn into income.
Yeah, and it's not about needing some fancy degree or a ton of capital to, get started.
Right.
They highlight skills that people might, overlook,
Mm.
like baking, sewing, design work.
Like things that people can do from home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Or even online work like video editing or writing.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's huge these days.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they normalize the idea of starting small,
Right.
even just like selling to friends or a handful of customers.
That's smart.
Yeah.
As a stepping stone.
Yep.
Exactly.
To something bigger, What I find interesting is that they encourage listeners to think about, the skills they already have.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Like, what are you good at?
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in what we don't have,
Yeah,
but they kind of flip the script and say, hey, look at what you can do.
exactly.
It's all about taking action,
Hmm.
even if it's just a small step.
That's really good.
Yeah. No, I've got a few skills I could dust off and try out.
Me too, probably.
How about you? Do any of those income ideas they mention, resonate with you at all?
Definitely.
What jumps out at you?
I've always kind of been drawn to the idea of creating something like tangible, Maybe exploring something like artisan crafts or something.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so once you're, generating some income, Chinedu and Amaka are really big on the importance of saving.
Yeah, that's key. They have this really practical tip
Hmm.
about setting up a standing order
Okay.
to transfer a fixed amount to a separate account every single month.
Oh, interesting.
So you don't even see it.
Yeah.
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 Like it just happens automatically.
Yeah, exactly. That's their pay yourself first strategy
Okay.
in action.
Mm.
By automating the process. You're making saving a non-negotiable part of your financial routine.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, and it, tackles that whole the I don't have enough to save excuse
Right.
head on.
Which everybody says.
Everybody says that,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's just not true.
Yeah,
It's about priority.
exactly.
They emphasize that consistency is key.
Yeah.
Even if you can only save a tiny amount right now.
Mm-hmm.
Those small contributions, they add up over time.
Especially when you, factor in the magic of compound interest.
Oh, hold on. Compound interest.
Yeah.
For folks who might not be familiar with that term.
It's basically interest earned on interest.
Hmm.
So let's say you save 100
Okay.
and earn 5% interest, right?
Mm.
The next year you'll earn interest not just on the original euro 100,
Yeah.
but also on the the euro you earned in
Well,
interest, right?
I see.
So it creates a snowball effect, right?
Mm.
It accelerates your savings growth
Okay, that makes sense.
over time.
It's your money's working for you,
Exactly.
even where you sleep.
Exactly.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of making your money work harder,
Yeah.
Chinedu and Amaka don't stop at saving.
No.
They're all about like taking it to the next level with investment.
Yeah, exactly. And they break down investing in a way that's like super approachable.
Yeah.
It's not like just for the wealthy elite, as some might think.
Right.
They highlight traditional options like buying and selling goods, farming,
Right.
or real estate. Specifically buying land and holding it.
Interesting.
They talk about how land like appreciates in value over time.
Makes sense.
Especially like in a rapidly developing country like Nigeria.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
And they don't shy away from like more modern investment avenues either, right?
Yeah, not at all.
Like mutual funds and the stock market.
Of course.
They even mentioned that you can start investing in these with as little as $5,000.
It's pretty accessible these days.
Yeah, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So mutual funds,
Yeah.
that's where, they pool money from multiple investors
Right.
to invest in a like diversified portfolio of stocks or bonds or other assets.
Yeah, it's a way to spread your risk
Mm.
and potentially earn like higher returns.
Right. And with the stock market becoming more accessible, like, through online platforms,
Yeah, way more.
anyone can participate.
Exactly.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So, okay, they've covered making money, saving money,
Yeah.
and now growing money through investment.
Uh-huh.
It feels like they're like laying out a really clear path
Yeah.
to financial success, like, step by step.
It's a good system.
Yeah, but I'm curious, they wouldn't advocate like blindly throwing money into any investment, would they?
No, definitely not.
They must talk about risk too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right.
Chinedu, he emphasizes the importance of understanding the concept of risk and return.
Okay.
The higher the potential return,
Right.
the higher the risk involved.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and that's why they stress the importance of diversification.
Oh, diversification. There's another one
Yeah.
for our listeners who might not be, familiar with that term. What does that mean?
It essentially means, not putting all your eggs in one basket,
Oh, okay.
right? By spreading your investments
Mhm.
across different asset classes,
Yeah.
industries,
Right.
and geographic locations, you can minimize the impact of any single investment, like performing poorly.
So it's about balance
Yeah, exactly.
and managing those potential downsides.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see how all of these pieces fit together.
Yeah.
They're really painting like a holistic picture of financial well-being.
And that's what makes their approach like so effective. They recognize that financial success isn't just about like numbers and strategies. It's
Okay.
about mindset, habits, and even like cultural influences.
Which we'll dive into like more deeply as we continue our exploration.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
There's so much to unpack here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's what's interesting is how Chinedu and Amaka, they kind of weave in this theme of spending control throughout their whole podcast. It's not even really about like deprivation or anything. It's more about like just being more intentional with your money,
Yeah, for sure.
And
They highlight the importance of like really understanding,
right.
Needs versus wants.
Yeah, that's huge.
Like, what's truly essential for your like well-being, and what are those things that are like nice to have, but
right.
not crucial.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They suggest creating a budget, which I know can sound kind of daunting to some people.
Yeah, that's not everyone's favorite thing.
No, but they make it clear that it like doesn't have to be this complicated thing.
Right. It's more about like awareness.
Yeah, it's about gaining a clearer picture of like where your money's actually going. So you can identify those areas where you might be like, overspending a little bit.
Right. Like where's it all going?
Yeah, exactly. And they offer practical tips like avoiding those impulse purchases.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Which can be hard.
Yeah.
They encourage listeners to like just take a step back.
Right.
Maybe wait a day or two
That's good advice.
before buying something
Yeah.
to see if, the urge is still there.
Yeah. Does it pass?
Yeah, exactly. It's so easy to get caught up.
Oh, yeah. Especially these days.
In the moment, especially with all the online shopping temptations, it's like everywhere you look.
Right. It's so easy to like just click, 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 buy, buy, buy.
Yeah, exactly.
And And they also remind people to, to compare prices before making a purchase.
Yeah.
A little bit of research can often save you, like, quite a bit of money.
Yeah. No matter where you're shopping, whether it's, online or in physical stores.
Right.
Yeah. And, they also talk about the power of small changes, like packing your lunch.
Oh, yeah, that's a class.
Instead of, eating out every day.
Right.
Or finding, like, more affordable entertainment options.
That's smart. Yeah.
Those seemingly small adjustments can, like, really have a significant impact on your spending over time.
I think sometimes people don't realize how much, like, those little things add up.
Yeah, absolutely. They even delve into this concept called lifestyle inflation.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think a lot of people can relate to.
Right, sure.
It's that tendency to, like, increase your spending as your income rises.
Right. You get a raise and suddenly you're like, oh, I need a new car.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or a bigger house. It's
yeah, fancier this and nicer that.
Yeah, but Chinedu and Amaka really caution against that.
Right.
They, emphasize that if you're constantly, like, upgrading your lifestyle, you're essentially, like, running on a treadmill.
Yeah, you're not really getting anywhere.
Yeah, you might earn more, but you're not necessarily building wealth.
Right.
Or securing your, like, financial future.
It's about, like, playing the long game.
Yeah.
Not just, like, the immediate gratification.
They encourage listeners to stay grounded and focus on that long-term wealth. Not chasing, like, just that short-term gratification.
It's about, like, delaying gratification and making conscious choices.
Yeah.
That align with your goals.
So it's not just about, like, earning more.
Right.
It's about being smart. About how you manage and grow what you have.
Absolutely.
Now, beyond these, like, practical tips, Chinedu and Amaka also touch on the importance of financial education and community support.
Oh, that's really important.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
They don't want listeners to, like, blindly follow advice.
Right.
They emphasize the need to, like, go beyond basic money management skills. And truly, like, understand how money works.
Like, why are you doing what you're doing?
Yeah, exactly. They encourage listeners to seek out resources like books and articles and workshops.
Right. There's so much out there these days.
Yeah, to really, like, expand their financial knowledge.
Yeah, and make it, specific to them and their situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they suggest finding mentors or, like, joining communities of like-minded individuals.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Who are also, striving for that financial success.
Like a support system.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's about surrounding yourself with people who can, like, provide that support and guidance on your financial journey.
Yeah, because it can be, like, lonely if you're trying to do it all by yourself. Yeah, absolutely. Having that network can be so valuable.
Yeah.
Especially, like, when you're facing challenges or feeling, unsure.
Absolutely. I find this part really interesting.
Yeah.
Because it speaks to the power of shared experiences and collective wisdom.
Yeah.
It's not just about individual effort, but it's also about, like, tapping into the knowledge and the support of a community.
Yeah. And that kind of makes me think about the role of, like, family and cultural influences, which we touched on a bit earlier.
Right.
Yeah.
Chinedu and Amaka, they definitely acknowledge that cultural norms and values can play, a big role in shaping people's attitudes about money and how they, make financial decisions.
For example, they talk about the importance of, like, family obligations in Nigerian culture.
Yeah, that's a big one.
It's common for people to, financially support extended family members.
Which, that can sometimes impact their ability to, like, save or invest as much as they would like to.
Yeah, and they also, discuss the prevalence of, like, informal lending and borrowing practices within communities.
Like, outside of the, formal systems.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
People might turn to, like, family or friends for loans instead of like, going to those traditional financial institutions.
Right.
It's it's fascinating how they weave those cultural considerations
Yeah.
into their advice.
It's not about like dismissing tradition,
Right.
but it's about like, how do you navigate it in
Yeah.
a way that works for you?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's not about dismissing tradition, but rather like finding ways to navigate those dynamics
Right.
in a way that that supports your financial goals.
They encourage listeners to be mindful of these influences. Yeah.
And to like find ways to leverage them
Right.
to their advantage.
Yeah, they emphasize the importance of like open communication within families
Yeah, being honest.
and
Yeah.
communities. Yeah, it's about having those honest conversations.
Yeah, it's important.
About financial expectations and finding solutions that work for everybody involved.
Right, you got to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they also remind listeners that cultural influences can be a source of strength. Like,
Right.
that strong sense of community
Right.
can foster like, financial collaboration and support.
Yeah, so it's not just about like navigating potential challenges.
Right.
It's also about recognizing and utilizing
Yeah,
those
exactly.
positive cultural assets.
Yeah, absolutely. No, shifting gears a bit.
Okay.
I think it's worth highlighting Chinedu and Amaka's emphasis on mindset. Yes. They really drive home the point
Yeah.
that your beliefs about money can like really impact your financial outcomes.
Yeah, for sure. They encourage listeners to, cultivate this like positive money mindset, one that's based on abundance and opportunity rather
Right.
than scarcity and limitation.
I like that.
Yeah.
They challenge those limiting beliefs that might be holding people back.
Right. Like I'm not good with money.
Yeah.
Or I could never be rich.
Yeah. Or it's too late for me.
Right. All that kind of stuff.
Yeah. They remind us that, our thoughts and beliefs really create our reality. So it's crucial to cultivate that positive and empowering outlook on money.
I love how they connect this to the idea of gratitude.
Oh, yeah.
Like being thankful
Mm.
for what you have, no matter how small,
Right.
can really shift your perspective and
Yeah.
attract more abundance
Yeah, that's a good point.
into your life.
It's about, appreciating what you've got
Mm.
while still striving for that, brighter future.
Right, exactly. They also talk about the importance of like patience and persistence. Building wealth, it takes time.
Yeah. It's not going to happen overnight.
No, there will inevitably be like setbacks and challenges
For sure.
along the way, but it's about, staying focused on your goals and never like giving up on
Yeah.
your dreams.
And that's where that community aspect comes into play again.
Right.
Having that support network can make a huge difference
Hmm.
in staying motivated
Yeah,
and navigating those tough times.
absolutely. It's about like knowing that you're not alone
Right.
in this.
Yeah. And it's not just about receiving support. It's also about, giving back
Oh, yeah, for sure.
and sharing
Mm.
your knowledge and experiences with others.
Absolutely.
Chinedu and Amaka, they believe that financial literacy is something that should be shared and passed down.
Like pay it forward.
Yeah, creating that ripple effect
Yeah.
of empowerment within families and communities.
So we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have, from making money
Yeah.
to saving, investing, spending wisely, and even the importance of mindset
Right.
and community.
It feels like China and Amaka are providing like,
Yeah,
a holistic framework
Yeah.
for achieving well-being.
it's inspiring, right?
It is. They make it so clear that it's attainable.
Yeah.
Even if you're like starting with limited resources,
Right.
it's about like taking consistent action,
Mhm.
making informed decisions and
Mhm.
believing
Yeah.
in yourself and your ability to create something better.
It's about empowering yourself with the knowledge and surrounding yourself with those right people.
And most importantly, it's about, adopting that positive and resilient mindset,
Right.
knowing that you have the power
Yeah.
to shape your future.
I love that. They really do bring it all together.
they do.
They manage to cover so much ground from the actual nitty-gritty of
Yeah.
saving and investing to the more, nuanced things like mindset
Right.
and cultural influences.
It's like they've created this roadmap,
Yeah.
for financial well-being that's both like,
Yeah.
practical and inspiring.
Totally.
Yeah, and what really stands out to me is their emphasis on empowerment.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know, they truly believe that. Like anyone, regardless of like, you know, their background or their current situation, has the potential to achieve like, you know, financial success.
It's not about having some like secret formula
Right.
or being born into, you know, wealth or anything. It's about like, you know.
It's about taking ownership
Yeah.
and making, you know, conscious choices that align with your goals.
And they give you the like tools and the knowledge to do that.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
let's bring it back to you, our listener.
Yeah.
What's one like, you know, small change you could make today based on what we've you know, discussed?
Could it be like setting up that automated savings plan that Chinedu recommends?
Right.
Or maybe it's, you know, like finally taking the plunge and investing that 5,000 like Amaka suggests.
Yeah, or maybe it's just like shifting your mindset to one of like abundance and opportunity.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like they emphasize.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's starting a conversation with your family about like, you know, financial goals and expectations. You know, like taking inspiration from their insights on navigating those cultural influences.
There are so many possibilities.
And remember, even like those small changes, they can have a big impact over time.
Absolutely.
Especially when you're consistent.
It's like that saying, you know,
yeah,
the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. What's that like, you know, one step you're ready to take today?
And as you, you know, embark on that journey, remember, you don't have to do it alone.
Right.
You know, seek out those resources, connect with like-minded people.
Yeah.
Build your knowledge and never stop learning.
Chinedu and Amaka would definitely agree with that.
They would.
You know, they're all about continuous learning and growth.
Yeah, and that's what we hope this deep dive has provided, like a spark of inspiration, some practical tools, and you know, a renewed sense of possibility on your path to financial well-being.
Keep exploring, keep asking those questions, and keep striving towards your financial goals.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for joining us on this journey of financial discovery.
Yeah, thanks for listening, everyone.
We'll see you next time.